Greetings, everybody. It's RPG Grandma. I promised a video, so I'm getting one out. I've got the handy dandy second edition Dungeon Master's Guide on PDF on my phone right now, and we're continuing our experience points dive in D&D. So, how is this book the same or different? Well, first of all, the language is a bit different between the 1E and the 2E. It's definitely no longer High Gygaxian. Doesn't mean there aren't formulas to follow, but it's definitely has a different vibe, and some people may like this vibe better than 1E. That's just preference, folks. I encourage you to read as many Dungeon Master's Guides as you can. Get your little hands on, because they all teach you something. So this one starts out with, right out of the gate, with group and individual awards. And defining that, which that's probably good. As remember, in the previous edition, we start to get that concept getting explained pretty well. Now, it's pretty much the same. If the group takes on the monster, kills the monster, then the experience points are divided. If one individual kills the monster and everybody else was like, no, we'll let the paladin handle that, then that paladin gets all the experience points. So look at what's going on here. Group dynamics and hero award are being awarded. So you got your group. That's an encouragement. If they want experience points, they've got to work as a cohesive team. On your hand, you can clearly just have the individual getting as well, for those shining moments where the individual does, or one character has to be the main character, who's going to be the main character in the story in that moment. Okay, so and the others, they're just irrelevant at that moment because they can't deal with that. So this allows the wizard to shine, the thief to shine, etc. So keep that in mind. Who gets what and why, individual or group. And it's not necessary, so each kind of scenario that comes up. So that's the first thing it tackles. It then goes on to talk about determining, which we'll get into, but it also talks about, in this group and individual thing, gives a good example of when not to award experience points. So let's say you got the 7th level fighter. He's 1 point short of becoming 8th level. He really wants to be 8th level. The heavens will open. The angels are saying, oh, So he hits on the idea that him and his buddies, they're going to just go hunt down an orc and kill an orc. Now, they're all relatively high-level characters. Orc doesn't have a whole lot of hit points, a hit die. Not going to be really that high in experience points, generally speaking. But it'll be enough to push our fighter over into confettis and fireworks. They're 8th level, right? Well, here's the deal. They explicitly say not to award hit points for that. I mean, not hit points, but experience points for that nonsense. And I really wanted to pause here before we get into deeper into this. This is going to be a it's a long section, so it's going to be a video, guys. So just hang with me. Experience points, I'm going to say it again, are one of your tools in controlling the behavior of people at your table. Yeah, that's right. Because behavior is goal motivated. Now, the goals of the players is for their player characters to survive and get better and better and stronger and more powerful and more skilled and so on, right? So they can do cooler and cooler things. the system that we have rewards them with experience points. So your experience points that you give out are a behavior modification tool. So you can either create out of control players at your table where they're killing everything in the village, all the chickens, all the cows, oh my gosh, there's a chipmunk, let's kill it. Did we get an experience point? Or you can use it more wisely, where the players begin to learn that the more powerful their characters become, the less experience points they're going to get for taking on certain tasks. Not that they can't, but that the task needs to be appropriate for their abilities. Kind of like if I went and tried to box Mike Tyson, let's say, Mike Tyson's going to have a field day on me. If he was so inclined to box me, he's going to kill me, okay? I'm easy prey. I don't stand a chance, even with the things I know. I'm not at his level, all right? So, and I'm not a boxer. But even then, I do know about some things in boxing, but I'm going to die. It's no challenge for him. Now, if he wanted to teach me boxing, that might be a challenge for him, you see. But it's not going to be a challenge for him to actually box me. So it's going to be over pretty quick. So it's pretty much the same things with these player characters. You want their experience points that they earn to be appropriate for their level. And in the previous edition, we had a formula for that. Didn't really see a formula for that when I read through this little section here, and I'm still not seeing it. They're just saying, don't do it. Just don't award them nothing, because they went and decided to go kill the kobolds when they're way too far up the food chain, so to speak, of hero-ness and monsters. And they're probably recognizing that the games players are developing, and dungeon masters, unfortunately, some bad habits here of just like a video game. Well, every time you kill a chicken, you get X number of points, and then that's how they're going to go up levels. This is one of the problems with computers. They're not necessarily dynamic enough to make these kind of adjustments. So your experience points giving out is one of your carrots, your dials, and you need to use it wisely, masters of the dungeon. And then we get into formulas. We start getting into the formulas, and so I'll start with that so we can compare the point value system that they give out for the monsters and how it works to the previous edition. So we'll do that next episode. But I really, guys, both the 1E and the 2E here are hitting on the same thing right away. And so it's a problem. And thinking back to when I was a kid, that's exactly what people would do. So it was a problem in both the first edition and then the later second edition. So we will continue experience points. But, yep, I'm okay, everybody. It's all good. More videos will come, including one on what to do about smelly book that came in the mail to me. I'll get the stuff together and make a video on that this weekend. Everybody, have a great Friday. Peace.